sorry. I'll tell you how to propagate all of these babies. Hello you guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you 5 plants that you can grow as a beginner. And no, I'm not talking about money plant. First plant that I have is this beauty right here. It is called Heartleaf Philodendron. Now there are different varieties of this plant, but personally Neon Pothos is my favorite because it grows really fast and it's very easy to take care of. Also it looks beautiful and it is very easy to propagate. So this one right here I have grown from little cutting. I feel is 1 year old, and in 1 year this is the growth that it has given. Next plant I have is this beautiful Aglaonema. Again, Aglaonema plant has different varieties. It is also known as a Chinese evergreen. This baby is also 1 year old and grown from a cutting, and it's very easy to propagate, very easy to take care of. Keep it right here and we'll get to the next plant. This one is Philodendron Rojo Congo and it is beautiful plant. You can see it has this red stems and red back. It will take all this place in your living room, but it looks very striking. It has this dark green and maroon red kind of a foliage. So this is snake plant. You must have seen this everywhere. It's very easy to grow and looks very beautiful and very easy to take care of. The fifth plant is Monjula Pothos. It is a kind of money plant, but it's very different from the golden pothos that you see everywhere. And right now it is propagating in water. But this one is too very easy to take care of and also very easy to propagate. Can you see this internodal spacing that this plant has? Let me just, okay. This, you need to make a cut down here, okay, so that you can put this part in water and make sure that this aerial roots completely submerged in water. When you submerge these aerial roots in water, those roots will start growing in water roots, and after that you can take that cutting out and put it in soil. Now see, Monjula Pothos also has this aerial root. So any kind of trailing plants or pothos or philodendron, Heartleaf Philodendron have this aerial roots. Okay, what you need to do is cut below that aerial root and make sure you put that root or that part inside the water. So that what will happen, those roots will start to grow and you will see something like this. This brown root, that was the aerial root, and the white part is the water root that is growing. You can propagate this one is you cut it here. Okay, this stem part you are seeing, you need to cut it down here and you can put it in water or you can put it in soil. Whichever method you like. All of these plants you can directly put them in water or you can directly put them in soil, or you can first put them in water, then you will start to see roots and then you can transfer them to soil. So Rojo Congo, this is also a climbing plant. This is also a vine. So for this one you will see these aerial roots. Okay, I will show you. I don't know how, but this also has this aerial root, but this one does not have a very big internodal spacing. So you will have to be really careful while you are taking the cutting. Same like other plants, put those aerial roots inside the water. The part where the aerial root is coming out should submerge completely inside the water. For snake plant, take a leaf cutting, cut it diagonally and put it in water, or you can directly put it in soil, and that is how easy it is to propagate snake plant. You will start seeing the roots from that leaf cutting. Now let's just talk about the light requirements of these plants. For snake plant, medium to bright light is required. Now mine is sitting in a corner. It gets medium light in a day. Still it's growing really well, but if you can give it more light, it will thrive. Now for this Rojo Congo Philodendron, if possible, give this baby medium to highlight so that it gives you that dark foliage and also thrives in that light. But if not possible, you can keep it in medium light conditions, it will still grow. Next one is these Manjula pothos and Heartleaf Philodendron. Now both of these plants have same lighting conditions. Now if you see these Manjula pothos, it has variegation going on, so it needs bright light. If you can give it a very bright kind of light, it will give you more of that white variegation. Okay, but for neon pothos, the bright light is not needed. Medium to bright light is okay. Mine sits there on that kitchen shelf and it still is thriving. It gets medium to highlight in a day. And this Manjula pothos is right now propagating, but when it was a nice plant, it was there in my balcony. It used to get highlight sunlight the entire day. Next is this Aglaonema. Now my Aglaonema sits in direct sunlight for entire day, and that's why it's thriving. But Aglaonema plant is well known as a low light plant. Now, not a single plant can be a low light plant. Plants need light to grow, right? Now mine sits in a bright direct sunlight. But for you, if possible, give it a bright light. Now this light, can you see how much light is there in this video? This much light is completely fine for every plant that I've showed you in this video. But if you cannot give this much light, the Aglaonema plant will grow really well. Okay, every variety of Aglaonema grows really well with medium light. So if it is not possible for you to give it a good light, it will still grow in that medium light. Now that we have talked about the propagation and lighting conditions of these plants, let's talk about watering. Now watering depends completely on the size of the plant and the type of the plant. Okay, so all of the plants that I have shown in this video have different watering conditions. So for snake plant, you can water it once in a month. No matter the size of the plant, you can still water it once in a month and it will still grow. But for these trailing plants, both of the trailing, you can water when the soil is completely dry. How you can check if the soil is dried or not? Put your finger inside the pot and see if the soil sticks to your hand, sticks to your finger. If it does, don't water it. When you see the soil is completely dry and it is not sticking to your finger, that's the time you need to water your plant. For both of these babies. Same for Aglaonema. You can water this plant when the soil is completely dry. Don't let it dry too much. If it dries today and you see the soil is sticking slightly, you can water it. If it is completely dry and you forget to water it for like 2 to 3 days, it will shed leaves, it will yellow the leaves, but it won't die. Okay, but make sure that you consistently water this plant on time when the soil is dry and do not delay it too much. Next is this Rojo Congo. For Rojo Congo, I water this plant when it needs the watering. Same as all of these babies, I check the soil. If the soil is dry, completely dry, it is not sticking to my fingers, then I water this. Now for Aglaonema, it sits in direct sunlight. The soil tends to dry very quickly. So I water this twice to thrice a week. For this one, it does not get direct sunlight or it does not get too much light, so the soil does not dry up that easily. So once in a week or once in 8 to 10 days, I water this one. Next one is Manjula pothos. Now my Manjula pothos used to sit in direct sunlight, so I used to water it like Aglaonema thrice a week. Otherwise, if your plant is not sitting in direct sunlight or the soil is not drying up very quickly, you can touch the soil and then water the plant. What you need to take care of while watering is every pot that you have should have this hole. Okay, so that when you water the plant, the water does not sit inside the soil. It drains out from this drainage holes. That is very necessary for your plant. Okay, if the soil is very wet for a very long time, it will cause root rot and the plant will die. You don't want that to happen. So make sure that every plant that you have has the drainage holes to it, at least one drainage hole, so that the water does not sit inside the pot and you save the plant that way. So every plant that I have has these drainage holes. And what you can do, if you are keeping plant inside your house and you don't want that water to run out and make the mess, you can use the cover pot. Now this plant of mine is sitting in a cover pot. It's very difficult for me to take it out, but yeah, can you see I have two pots. So the cover pot does not have the drainage hole, right? So whenever I water this plant, it does not make my flow messy or wet. So that is how you can take care of all of these plants. Let me know in the comment section what changes you would like me to make, and did you like all of the plants that I showed you. I have so many plants, so if you want to see the tour of those plants, you can tell me in the comment section. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel so that I make more such content.